Welcome back. We're going to be reassembling the movement of Country Club, which we looked at last time in the series. And I'm going to tell you now, I have actually managed to get those wheels off. Show you how I did that. Basically, what was holding them on was this little washer, and I thought it was a proper rivet on the end of there. But it turns out it was just this little washer put on like that, and then the end of the shaft had been squished over a little bit, very, very slightly. So I could just lever it off, and that should not be too hard to put back on again. So I've all cleaned all the parts. Absolutely chock-a-block with dirt and grease and stuff. But yeah, now everything's clean. I've got this clean, apart from that little bit there. Just stuff that's gone on over it since the last time I've recorded. Yeah, this is fine now. A bit of a soot mark there that I couldn't really get rid of as much as I could scrub. It's a tricky area to get to, and I couldn't really clean that area too much. However, the rest of it is as clean as I can get it, and I have actually connected this rotor up. It does run, although it runs very loudly, and I will show you later in this video as a demonstration very quick, but not for very long because I'll be replacing the cord on this at some point, just for safety reasons, because the insulation's very damaged. So yeah, let's get to reassembling this. And I took these off in a particular order, although it was a number of days ago, so I can't remember if I remember how to put it back together. I think that it was like a stack, very similar to inside the Logan. I haven't done a series about one of them, but in my spare time I have tackled one, and it's yeah, it's good fun. It's not riveted on like this; it's just rested on there, so it's much easier to work on. Although this isn't particularly hard. So yeah, we got that all lined up, running really smooth. Now we can get I think there's a little. Yeah, just going on memory here. If I've missed something out that you're watching this and going, oh, you missed that out, remember this is not a tutorial, and I must have forgotten. Alright, I think we got that on. Is that on? Yep. Yeah, that's on alright. Great. Now, I'd literally just use my fingers to push that on, and probably turns out that was enough. So it's not going to be any thing on there. I will oil the middle of those wheels, because it looks like they're not going to be spinning this fast, but they will be spinning, and that is something that needs to be taken into consideration. The rotor here is very peculiar. I haven't seen one quite like it before. There's no flywheel on it, and it's just made out of one piece, all pressed at the edges like that. And I think there's something wrong with it. Because when it's running, it makes a horrible noise, as you will find out soon. And I'm not sure, I think it's because the rotor's slightly off centre and it's scraping against the edges a little bit, because it sounds like that as it's going around. And I can't see how that could have happened, but hopefully just a quick adjustment whilst it's together could be enough to sort it out. So we'll reassemble it fully now. What next is there to do? I've done those ones in the middle. There's another one I'm missing out somewhere, I think, isn't there? Maybe there isn't. Again, I can't remember. Right, this big fibre gear goes on. And a big one it is. Absolutely colossal. Compared to the size of the movement, it's the biggest one I've seen ever, I think. The hammer can go in afterwards. This goes in now. This is the starting lever, and that actually goes on the back of the back plate. So you can see the date stamp there. I think I've talked about it last time. 6/36. Makes sense for that to be June 1936, because that is a year these were out in. So right, that goes there. I don't know why it's sort of ramped up like that. Very weird. But it works anyway. So yeah, that goes on there. There's a spring somewhere. Let's see where I put it. There it is. Yeah, this spring provides the flicking motion. So I can just put that spring in that little hole there. Actually, I'll zoom you in. Mega zoom. Yeah, there's a little hole in that, like a little stud. There we go. Oh, almost. Okay, we got that in. Yeah, that's in alright. Zoom. There we go. Focus. So that's that. Oh no, it came out. Very finicky. I think this is, unless I'm mistaken and haven't done a proper look on YouTube, I think this is at least one of the only videos of one of these country clubs out showing the movement. Because I couldn't find any pictures of the movement anywhere, so it was completely up to my guesswork as to what was in here. It just made sense for it to have this one. Turns out it did. Oop. These tweezers just slightly deform the end of it a little bit. More. Okay, we've got it in. Alright, let's try not to get it out. Once it's in, it should stay in. Alright, there we go. Yeah, if you see that, it's actually come out the other end. So we can squeeze it like that. And that should hopefully keep it in. Alright. Now I need to get the other end of it around that. There, and I think this is how it went. So when you do that, it's very stiff though. I think this is right. I'll find out in a minute. The spring's coming out again. Okay. Yeah, this is such a powerful spring that it's actually forcing itself out of the hole. So maybe I can do this and then squeeze it. I just need to make sure it doesn't come out. Is that enough? Okay, that looks like it's enough. It's still poking through. And it's still springy? Yep. Looks like that'll work. Okay, something I probably should do actually is put oil in these rotor bearings before I put it together, because there's no way to do it from the outside. I'll put a decent thing of oil in there, a little bubble of oil. So you know, it's a big pivot, and I don't think a little drip will really be enough. Alright, that looks good. I think I should probably have to put some oil on those as well, because I won't be able to get to them either. Only a little bit this time. Where's my... there it is. This is where the fibre gear goes, so I better oil this. And on there as well. I'm not going to oil the pinion teeth or gear teeth or anything, because I think that's not what you spot. I think that's supposed what you're not to do. Let's zoom out a bit. 10 minutes into the video. Make sure that I've got everything I need to put in before I put the thing back on. And I think this can go in after the plates are together. That's what drives the second end, I think. So yeah, I think that's pretty much as I can do. So let's put the plate back on. Well, this side as well. There we go. That should be enough. It's actually better, I think, to have not enough oil than too much, otherwise it can drip around. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with fire, not gas. Right, that sounds pretty good. See how fast this thing turns. I better zoom out a bit more actually, so get a big lighting angle on there. There we go, that's better. Yeah, that's very smooth. Okay then, I'll put some nuts on it. And before I put the alarm on, which I think can come on afterwards, I'm gonna connect up the coil so you can see what I mean by the noise. Unless it's gone away, maybe it was just a case of the oil. These are nice nuts with those beveled insides. Hang on a minute. Focus. There we go. And they're really nice and easy to put on. Okay. I like to use these ones for tightening up nuts because they don't have much of a grip pattern on them, so it doesn't really scratch up as much. Is everything in its place? Okay, that works. Let's quickly get that knob on there just to see. Look at that, that's miles better than it was. It's miles, Davis. Right, okay, let's connect that up. I'm just going to put the coil on quick. Okay, so I've got this coil mounted on there. I think this is how it went, but if it's not, I mean, this is not the final assembly. So you can see what I mean about the insulating. So I'm just going to position the cords so they're far apart like that. And I've got the an interesting plug on the end of this at the moment. This is the cord it came with, which is actually in really good condition. I mean, you know, it's not doing anything. But it's at that end, the clock end, which needs to be sorted out. And this is an Edison Clicks plug, the kind that sort of tightens itself up with no screws in it, at all. Although the N of England's backwards, I don't know why they did that. Bit weird, but it's in a fused adapter, so it's okay. So I'm just going to plug that in, and then we should hopefully see this thing working. Alright, it's in. I'll just move all the metal things out of the way, because it will be probably a bit magnetic. And then we can see if this thing... Ooh, you see it wants to work in a minute. I'll zoom in. There we go. You can see it's working. That's pretty good. Can I touch that? Yeah. So if I put this the way up it is, this is the way up it mounts into the clock. Like that. And is actually not making the noise anymore, which is pretty good. So it looks like I won't need to modify that. I'll just unplug it quick. Yeah. So it looks like I won't need to modify that axle at all. It's just this insulation that I'm going to have to sort out, which was expected anyway. But I really wasn't sure that this coil at all was even going to work. So it's a great surprise. And a very unusual movement, I think, with the big gear in the middle and the little rotor. But yeah, It's all unplugged, and I think I'm going to leave this video at 15 minutes and something. So I'll end it now. Well, not right now. And then in the next one, I will be putting the alarm stuff on, because you don't need the coil for that. And then it'll be all ready. So next time we'll be putting this stuff on. The alarm parts of Westclox's are pretty interesting. I mean, they're quite complicated the way they're put together, but they're really solid. So yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for watching, if you watched.